district.
It's a great day for baseball.
Nationals finally got to the 50-win mark last night. They got their 30th at home. They're 14-17 against the West, and the weekend's off to a good series. It's Washington and Arizona, Game 2 of this 3-game series. Bob Carpenter and Rob Dibble. The kind of ball game we've been waiting all week to see around here. Rob, it was what Jim Riggleman would call a very clean ball game, well pitched, well played, timely hitting. And when you play a game like that, some really good numbers kind of kick in, don't they?
Oh, absolutely. And you couldn't have scripted that night any better. I mean, the starting pitching was great, the relieving was great, and the offense was tremendous. And it started at the top of the order. Gonzo, Desmond, Zimmerman, even Adam Dunn got them over in second, third in the scoring position. So everything was done perfectly. They gave a nice 4-0 lead. He goes out, pitches John Lannon 7+ innings. And our record is 17-7 when the starter does that. And then as the relievers, after going 7 innings, 41-3. So everything worked perfectly as scripted. It was a very clean ball game, and that's exactly, hopefully we can do that again tonight and start repeating that sort of process, and that's very good baseball, and that's exactly what this team is capable of, and it's just a question of maybe getting some early runs, keeping the opponent off the scoreboard early, and then getting 7 strong innings out of the starter.
And it was done against a very good hitting ball club, second in the league in home runs. It'll be a challenge for Jason Marquis tonight to keep that sinker of his down. He's had a pretty good career against Arizona, but he's got to start getting in that winning side again.
Yeah, and August 19th of last year, that's when he dominated our team, and it seemed twice last year that this would be the type of guy that would fit into our rotation. But elbow problems and just basically the lack of inactivity seemed to struggle in his first outing out in Los Angeles. So hopefully we'll get more from him tonight.
Jason Marquis turns 32 years of age 1 week from today. I'm not saying he's at a career crossroads, but Rob, you want to get something going on the positive side and at least develop a winning attitude.
Well, and fans here in the D.C. area wanted some guy, a big money pitcher. This is the big money pitcher that was paid $15 million for a 2-year contract, so $7.5 million, and really they haven't gotten anything in return for that this season.
Always risky business when you pay big money for these pitchers, and for Ian Kennedy, risky business facing Adam Dunn. 2 homers in Arizona last week, his first 2 times up.
Dunn, do it again.
And that's exactly what he did, his second time up. Later a base hit. Adam went 3 for 4, 2 homers, and 4 batted in. on Massa and brought to you by AT&T. Rethink possible and by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Cloudy all day here in our nation's capital. Beautiful look at the Lincoln Memorial, the Washington Monument in the distance. And down here in Southeast, it's the Nats and the Diamondbacks. Game 2 of the weekend series. Finally, and it took a week, the Nats got that 50th win last night in game number 116, but it took until the 13th of September a year ago. So the Nats are exactly 1 month ahead of last year's pace, although it's not really likely they're going to win their last 7 games of the season like they did last year. You never know. But it would be good to obliterate that pace and get up somewhere in the 70 range by the time this thing's over, or even better than that. If Ian Desmond's bat has much to do with it, that might happen. 9 multi-hit games since July 27th. He's hitting .362 his last 17 games. Adam Dunn, a lot of homers against the Diamondbacks, even though he doesn't even play in the same division with them. Did play there for a while. And Ivan Rodriguez is hot now. Pudge is on a 5-game hitting streak, 9 for his last 19. And for Ian Desmond, Rob, the hits keep on coming, 3 of them last night.
Well, a great approach last night, Bob. Going the other way, taking what he was given. Don't try to pull every pitch, and then if you get something like that you can hit right back up the middle, that's all you got to do. As a number 2 hitter, moving the runner along and also getting on base and being a table setter is huge.
Diamondbacks offensively, 12th in the league in hitting, 5th in runs. Second to Milwaukee in long balls. Chris Young hitting the ball well. He's hit safely in 14 of his last 18 games. But if you look at their lineup, 5 of their first 6 hitters, with the exception of Miguel Montero, have already struck out 100 times or more this year. 5 of them. Now, Jason Marquis, not really a strikeout pitcher. And, Rob, tonight's matchup will be interesting because he lives by keeping the ball down. The Diamondbacks like the ball up because they're fly ball hitters when they make contact.
PNC Bank Scouting Report brought to you by PNC Bank. The keys to Jason Marquis achieving success. Got to get through the first inning. That one in L.A., just unlucky for him. Find your groove. Get into your groove. Keep your game plan intact. And then sink the D-backs. Sink that Diamondback snake.
Nationals defensively, finally somebody else in the league has more errors. The Cubs made another one today, and they have 2 errors more than the Nats, 94-92. Bernardino's in center, Harris and Willingham right and left, and the infield with Kennedy at second base and Pudge back behind the plate. Visit train.com to find a dealer. It's hard to stop a train. 81 degrees. Skies are partly cloudy. And a comfortable night here at the ballpark as Chris Young steps in. 18-year veteran Larry Vanover umpires the plate tonight. Angel Campos, Mark Carlson, crew chief Jeff Kellogg the bases. Diamondbacks 46 wins, the Nats 50, and the D-backs have won only 18 games on the road this year. Marquis right in there with a fastball. Underway at 7:09. Young hitting .268, on base percentage .340. But he just struck out twice last night and now has 100. Kelly Johnson 102, Upton 132. Their first 3 hitters. That's a good one, down and away from the right-handed batter. 1-2.
Already showing that he's got a good breaking ball. Got ahead with the fastball, established that, and then he comes back with a very nice off-speed pitch.
Don't know if Chris Young hurt himself on that swing, but he took a long walk and is very slow getting back in the box.
Sometimes missing a pitch or a very good changeup or off-speed breaking ball, you'll swing and miss, maybe hurt a wrist or hurt a forearm.
Hard breaking ball down and in. That was, or down and away. That was a good one. Pretty good 1-2 pitch.
Jason Marquis, well aware that Chris Young has 3 home runs career off of him.
Yeah, 4 hits, 3 of them leaving the ballpark. Add one popped high in the air out to center. Coming in, Roger Bernardino. Good start to the ball game. Nationals lead the season series with the Diamondbacks 3-2. Last year took 5 out of 6 from Arizona. One final in the National League this afternoon. Chicago moments ago beat St. Louis on the road 3-2, and the Padres and the Giants have gone to extra innings tied 2-2 in a key series in the National League West. Padres won last night. The Giants are 3.5 back. Here's Kelly Johnson, 4 for his last 27 after a 9-game hitting streak, so he's batting .281. Marquis appears to have much more life early here on his pitches than he did in Los Angeles on Sunday. Steve McCaddy, a close eye on his starter.
Well, and as we were talking about in Los Angeles, it takes you a good 3 starts to get the cobwebs out, get all the kinks out. Those minor league rehab starts are great, but nothing can replace the adrenaline of pitching in a big league ball game.
That's a ball 3. Marquis on the year, 6 strikeouts, 8 walks in 12 1/3 innings. 236 start, looking for win number 95. And against Arizona, he's 2-6 in 11 previous starts. But he seems to pitch very well for some reason against the West. Was with Colorado for a time. Some pitchers' parks in that division. And Justin Upton, the number 3 man, is next. Matt Williams, one of the few ground balls I've ever seen him disinterested in. Gold Glover, outstanding player over there coaching first base for Kirk Gibson.
Just between Matt Williams and Kirk Gibson, 2 of the toughest competitors I ever personally faced.
Here's Marquis on 3-2. Just missing. 1 on, 1 out. That'll bring up Upton with LaRoche to follow.
He's got a lot of movement already on his pitches. That one moving down in the zone, 93 miles an hour.
Upton 2 for his last 22.
Nice little get me over cut fastball. You made a great point last night, Bob, about John Lannon, that he throws a lot of pitches that are very similar in speed. There's not a huge differential. Marquis is very much like John Lannon, where his off-speed stuff's 84, his best fastball is 92. Some of the best guys in the big leagues that get a lot of strikeouts, it's that 14, 13 mile an hour differential between the hardest pitch and your softest pitch. Just think Steven Strasburg, 99 to say 75 on his good curveball.
1-1 pitch. Laced. Oh, Desmond picks it. Look at this double play. Ian Desmond with a backhand. Kennedy turns it. One of the best of the season on a ball that appeared to be labeled for left center field. We'll give you another look at that shortly. The Nats get a scoreless top of the first, and here comes the offense. 10th in the league in hitting. Led by Roger Bernardina back at the top. He's hitting .296 as a leadoff man since Nyjer Morgan went on the DL. So Roger checks in at .273. Adam Kennedy's back in the lineup tonight. In the 6th hole, but Rodriguez back in there. Willie Harris gives Michael Morse the night off against a right-handed pitcher. Ian Kennedy 6-9 on the year, and the Nats beat him last week. He has given up 23 home runs in 139 innings. Might be time for Bernardina to finally hit one at home. Rogers hit 7, 31 RBIs. And that's well off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kennedy, originally drafted by the Yankees in 06. Career record of just 7-13. His 36th career start. Kirk Gibson taking over for A.J. Hinch. "17 great years in the big leagues." That's a slow call from Larry Vanover, and a slow walk to the dugout for Roger Bernardina. 1 out. All right, Ian Desmond's already contributed with the glove.
Well, this is just one of the most athletic plays you'll ever see on a baseball field. One of the things that he had a reputation for down in the minor leagues. One of the reasons that he started the season as the opening day shortstop. And that's just a beautiful thing to watch.
Ian Desmond hitting .265. When he gets ahead, he's a different hitter. Doesn't take too many pitches. But that fastball is out there. Ball 2. 5 for his last 12 over 3 ball games. He's had a good week here at home. Next homer will be number 10. He has 48 RBIs. One of the most encouraging things we've seen recently, 2 of his hits last night. First inning right field base hit, 7th inning up the middle base hit, and in between a double off the left field wall his second time up. He goes to right field again with a flare near the line. Long run for Upton, who cannot get there.
PNC Bank scouting report for the achiever in us all. He's very tough to hit. Doesn't give up a lot of home runs. His batting average against is around .236. He's got great movement on all his pitches, and it wasn't very nice. And he's means about our ball club. August 4th out in Arizona, 4 innings pitched, 8 hits, 2 home runs, 4 runs given up. But it was nice for us.
Ball was flying that night. And another one of these situations for an Arizona pitcher where he starts against the same team 2 consecutive times. It didn't serve Joe Saunders well last night. Marquis, of course, pitched against the Dodgers, as did Lannon. But the Nats seeing this guy again in very short order. And a breaking ball chopped out to short. Big hop. Stephen Drew comes in, 2 outs. Diamondbacks are 11th in the league in team defense. A couple of good outfield arms. Parra and Young each have 8 assists in left and center. Justin Upton, a great athlete in right. Drew is a steady shortstop, as is Kelly Johnson. Mark Reynolds, 16 errors at third base. Adam LaRoche, 10 at first, so they're not real great at the corners. And Young can go get him. 8 assists with Parra, tied for number 2 in the league. Jeff Francoeur, as usual, leads the National League in outfield assists with 9. Adam Dunn, 3-hole tonight again. So what does Kennedy do differently this time after Adam Dunn punished him last week?
Well, he still has to get ahead, and he has gotten a strike. And then you go to a lot of off-speed stuff that he has to reach for. There you see a good outside breaking ball that fell over the plate. You don't want to throw anything on the inner half because he owns that inner half against you. So you have to get ahead and do exactly what he's doing. Now I'm going to make you come away and reach out over the plate to get it.
Then he gets done up and away. Set it up well. 2 strikeouts for Kennedy. His first inning against the Nats. A different story than last week. No score early. A double, get your second room of flooring free at 877-241-LUNA. And Sean Burnett, who did well against the D-backs last week, getting that save, his first of the year. Pretty good last night, Rob, a 2-inning save.
Well, and Jim Riggleman had Drew Storen ready down in the bullpen, but he had 2 lefties that were going to hit in the 9th inning. He said if Sean can get the first one, see if he can get the second one, and he got all 3.
I asked Jim Riggleman today whether his late inning bullpen decisions are based on matchups or who's throwing well, because he could have brought in Drew a time or 2 last night. And he said it's a combination of both. If a guy's really pitching well, nobody's getting on base, why make a move? That ball is killed by LaRoche to center. Bernardina runs it down and drops it when he impacts the wall. Eerily similar to the play on which he broke his leg last year in about the same location of center field. He had it for an instant.
Well, as Bob said, this is a get-me-over pitch. Has too much of the plate, and LaRoche kills it. Bernardina makes a great effort trying to run it down. It hits, it looks like the heel of his glove. Rings around in there and comes out, but a great effort nonetheless.
Last year, Roger got his foot caught under that padding out there. So the Diamondbacks have a runner at second, nobody out. Here's Miguel Montero. (2-0). Montero having a good year. Doesn't hit for a lot of power, 6 home runs. He'll muscle up at times, but hitting an even 300 because over the last 2 weeks he's hitting 333. (37 career home runs in 4.5 years.
Well, and this is the guy that was probably going to give himself up here, trying to put the ball on the ground on the right side, try to move LaRoche to third, and with a strikeout guy, Reynolds, coming up, take your chances with him and then see if you can get the guy after Reynolds. But now you get yourself into some trouble here by putting 2 guys on to start the inning.
This ball hit out to left center. Bernardina chasing it, and Montero does muscle up for one of the few times this year. His 7th, and the Diamondbacks hitting 2 long-distance balls here. Take a 2-0 lead in the second. We talked about the matchup between Marquee, who has to keep the ball down, and Arizona, a fly ball hitting team.
Well, this guy's not even really a home run hitter, but you get behind 3-0, you try to come over to get a strike to get back in the count, and Montero launches that one over the left center field wall.
Well, the all-or-nothing Diamondbacks with their 133rd home run. Here's Reynolds, who's hit 26 of those.
Well, for Jason, I mean, it didn't help himself there falling behind Montero when he was probably going to give himself up to you anyway.
Good off-speed breaking pitch. That one home run won a ball game for them in Arizona last week. 2-2. Marquis' first inning, thanks to the double play ball, 15 pitches.
Not many balls that have been put in play have been missed. They hit pretty hard.
Now, Rob, we talk about this all the time with relievers. What about a starter and that first inning adrenaline, and then coming out for the second inning?
Well, I mean, it's been a while since he was out on the mound, and the minor league rehab starts aside. I mean, at this level, I mean, you're going back to early this season, and he gets the strikeout there, Reynolds, where he wasn't right. He had something wrong with his elbow, and he may have had something wrong with his elbow at the end of last season. And so now this is the first time he's pitching without pain, but it's still, he's got to get himself acclimated to the mound. That's why I talked about finding a groove, try to settle in, throw some strikes. But you don't want to try to be too fine early in the ball game. That's what happened with Montero. Take the outs when they're going to give them to you.
Yep. Here's Stephen Drew.
So you possibly could have had a man on third right now and 2 outs facing Drew.
Yeah, if he let Montero do what he was trying to do. Everything changed when he fell way behind in the count. Drew's hitting .264 with 8 home runs, and he'll pull it to Adam Kennedy. 2 badly needed outs. Now Marquis facing the number 8 man, Gerardo Parra, trying to close out the inning. Comfortable at the ballpark tonight. 81 degrees at game time. Cloudy in the D.C. area all day long. A welcome break from the heat. One more tomorrow behind Strasburg, and then it's on to Atlanta and Philadelphia for a very difficult road trip. That ball is hit hard to center. And a guy with 2 home runs leaves the yard to make it 3. How about that? Gerardo Parra, his 3rd home run of the year. He hit 5 all of last year. And the Diamondbacks are hammering Marquis early.
Well, Montero was one thing you fell behind, but right there, that looks like a sinker that's just way up in the zone. Nice easy swing by Parra. Like he was just taking batting practice, and he kills this ball.
Bernardina climbing the wall, unable to reach it. And now the pitcher bats, Ian Kennedy, 5 for 38 on the year. Marquis now given up 4 home runs in 14 innings. Too many leadoff men have batted in the first 2 innings in this ballpark lately. Chris Young on deck. Zimmerman will charge this bouncer. That's an easy play for Ryan. But in the second, 2 homers, a double. Diamondbacks by 3. Zimmerman about to lead off. Early. That wasn't the case last night. John Lennon had a fantastic night and became the first Nationals pitcher to win 10 career games in this ballpark.
Well, and he did a great job. Nearly 70% first pitch strikes last night, and then that led to just being able to strike them out, get ground balls on that great changeup. He just had all his pitches working, but more importantly was attacking the strike zone. He was in the zone last night.
Lennon, 7 outstanding innings. Not really a strikeout guy, but he was 5 over 1 the strikeout to walk numbers. Will Nieves told me that he thinks John shook him off once, maybe twice, the entire 7 innings last night. And Zimmerman comes up and skies one. Deep left field. It is into the bullpen.
Wow.
Ryan's 23rd of the year, and the Nats are on the board.
The Ziminator eliminated that pitch. I think that hit off a satellite and came back. Wow. The only thing that was in question was whether or not it had enough to get out of here. It was hit so high. Well, a get-me-over fastball just becomes a home run pitch, and this could have been an inside changeup, which would have been a terrible pitch where the location is. But it looked like Ryan was a little bit out in front of it, caught it, and hit it a ton up into the air, and it just had enough to go over the fence.
Here's Willingham. So it's going to be one of those kind of nights, huh?
Well, that get-me-over fastball is not fooling anybody right there.
Willingham playing through the knee issue. Josh returned to the lineup last night, went 0 for 3 with a walk. He's 3 for his last 25. Hasn't homered since the first week of July. That's a good swing. The best contact he's made in quite a while. And Willingham stops at first with nobody out here in the second inning. Right now the question about Josh is how quickly can he run the bases. But that's a pinch run for him twice this week.
Well, if his knee is bothering him, I don't think he'd probably be out there running around the outfield, so he'll probably have enough juice to run around the bases. Probably wouldn't look at him to steal.
Here's Adam Kennedy. And the Nats, two really good pieces of contact here. In previous Kennedy matchups, such as the one last week, Adam was 1 for 2 with an RBI hit against Ian. He hits it hard the other way, slicing well out of play. Short lead by Willingham. Breaking ball down and in. Kennedy gone. Third strikeout for Ian Kennedy. And that'll bring up Ivan Rodriguez.
This is a great breaking ball right here. Look at that late break. Dives out of the strike zone at the end. Comes out of his hand. Looks like a fastball. Really fat. Oh, maybe not. 12-6 curveball. UPS store there on the pitch track. Bottom line is working ahead. Ian Kennedy worked ahead in that at bat.
UPS store does a lot more than shipping, like offering moving boxes and supplies. Pudge Rodriguez having a very good week here at home. Runner going. He protects the runner by swinging. Waiting for it, Kelly Johnson, who had broken to the bag. And, of course, the big hope there is you hit that ball harder to the right side to get in behind the infielder. So Willingham's at second now with 2 outs. Nationals looking for something 2-out style from Willie Harris.
Left-handers hitting .221 off of Ian Kennedy this year, but they do have 14 home runs against him.
Throw in behind the runner. Ow. And it looked like it hit Josh Willingham. That ball was headed for the outfield because Drew would have had to reach behind him to catch it.
This just hits the hammer. It looks like the ankle, and he got up in some pain, but he smiled, tried to laugh it off. But that is just straight to the bone. That's got to hurt.
Well, maybe his knee feels better now. 2-0 to Willie, who's driven in 20 runs on the year. Harris taking, and it's 2-1. Now is where you want Harris to be aggressive in the count. Pitcher's next, even though he is a good hitting pitcher, Marquis. This will be interesting to see what Kennedy gives him, because the Diamondbacks don't want the number 8 guy to drive in a run either. He goes up and away, ball 3. Harris takes a borderline strike on the corner.
Well, in the case of Josh's knees, too, I've played with guys and heard guys that have torn up their cartilage or torn up a ligament so badly it's completely torn and it's just painful. And they can fix it after the season. And they could totally play the rest of the season on it. So if that's the case, then it's just going to be painful, but he can't hurt it any worse.
And Willie Harris on a breaking ball. Not a very aggressive at bat. He took 2 strikes there, inning over. Zimmerman's 23rd of the year gets the Nats on the board. Arizona leads 3-1. Masson, brought to you by Hager. Established 1926. Your own great moment starts at Hager.com. And by Loveza. Beautiful evening in Washington, D.C. Ryan Zimmerman homered into the night a few moments ago. And he's well on schedule for 30 or more this year. Top of the order for the Diamondbacks. 3-1 ball game. Young flied to center first time up. Another one laced to the outfield. Willingham back. And Josh grabs it short of the track. They are getting big time swings tonight. Marquis walked Kelly Johnson first time and then got Upton on the double play ball that Desmond made a fantastic stab of to turn a 6-4-3. First pitch swinging. Johnson goes deep to left. Willingham at the wall. It's another home run. And now the boos are coming, as Marquis given up 3 home runs in 3 innings. 4-1 Arizona.
Well, the Nationals fans are very, very intelligent, and they know exactly how much Marquis is making this year. Kinetic on the pitch track. That sinker does not sink. Kelly Johnson, great approach, going the other way with a sinking fastball, and he launches it into his own bullpen.
Here's Upton. That was Johnson's 18th of the year. Upton goes up hacking. Adam Dunn takes care of him. 2 outs. Well, the way the ball's flying, you would think it's 95 degrees and humid tonight.
He only allowed 15 home runs all of last season.
Won as many games as home runs given up.
216 innings pitched with 15 and 13. The Rockies won 19 of his 33 starts.
The odd thing about Marquis when you look at his career is the career earned run average.
4.57.
In only 2 full seasons has he ever been under 4. That was his first year with Atlanta. 38 games, 16 appearances, 3.48. And then 0-4 with St. Louis, a team that went to the World Series. A 3.71 in 32 starts. That ball hammered by LaRoche into right center. He's aboard with 2 outs.
Well, and on average in his career, he's always given up more than a hit per inning pitched. So he leaves a lot of pitches up in the zone, probably has to get a lot of ground ball double plays, and that's pitching out of trouble constantly. Makes it even more difficult that he's not a strikeout pitcher. So last year, 80 walks, 115 strikeouts in 216 innings.
He's pitched 200 innings 3 times in his career. Struck out 100 or more batters 4 times. Here's Montero, who homered against him into the red seats out in left center. But everything looks to be up right now, even those strike calls. Another ball hammered to center. Bernardina outruns it. It is Arizona batting practice right now. They score another run and lead 4-1 middle of the 3rd.
It is that time of year where kids are getting ready to go back to school, so we encourage you to bring some school supplies, pick up some notebooks, pens, paper, and drop them off here at the ballpark so youngsters like LaDon can get ready for the D.C. public school system that starts in a few weeks.
Days are getting shorter. School is upon us. September, 2 weeks away. Hard to believe. Bottom of the 3rd, Marquis the hitter. 1 for 6 with 2 RBIs this year. He's a .202 career batter. And Kennedy quickly ahead 0-2. Close enough to be hacking. Easy play, Kelly Johnson. And the top of the order now, Roger Bernardina and Ian Desmond. Giants just scored in the bottom of the 11th to beat San Diego 3-2. So the West, where the Diamondbacks reside, a two-team race still. Giants 2.5 back with that win today. Phillies have a run in New York. They scored top of the third, leading the Mets in the fourth inning now, 1-0. And the Marlins early at Cincinnati, no score. That's Sean West and Mike Leake in that ball game. Halladay and Mish in the game at New York. Up and into Roger Bernardino, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Derek Lowe goes for the Braves tonight against Ted Lilly, and that's scoreless, third inning.
Well, and for Braves fans, a little good news that Chipper Jones doesn't plan on retiring right away. Going to have surgery, see if he can come back. Made a great comment. He said, after my first time I had the surgery, I lost a step. He said, after this surgery, I may lose a step and be running backwards. But
you know what? When Chipper came back from that first leg injury, that was his first full season in the big leagues. I mean, he's had a fantastic run ever since then.
And I don't think any athlete wants to go out that way, go out injured. So at least he wants to give it a shot.
Bernardino strikes out again. 5 Nats of the first 10 batters strike out against Kennedy.
Well, Ian's on a mission. Does not want to be hit around like he was in his last outing. 8 hits in 4 innings. A couple of home runs by Adam Dunn. And great curveball right there. It's the knuckle on top. Reminiscent of Mike Mussina for some of the Oriole fans in the area.
Desmond hits one sharply, and Reynolds picks it. Fires out Ian Desmond, and the third inning is over. Kennedy better than Marquis so far. It's 4-1 Arizona. Four runs on 5 hits. 3 of them have left the ballpark. Here's our upcoming 5. Strasburg tomorrow against Barry Enright. Steven 5-3 with a 3.07. DC 50 joins us. And after a day off Monday, on to Atlanta for 3 and Philadelphia for 3. Nets Extra, half hour prior to each game right here on Masson. Top of the fourth inning, it's Mark Reynolds called on strikes first time. Look at that strikeout number. He has set a major league record for strikeouts each of the last 2 seasons. And Reynolds was punched out in the second inning. That was number 160 on the year. 223 last year. 204 the year before that. There was a time, Rob, when striking out 100 times was quite a stigma.
Oh, absolutely. We've said this many times on the broadcast that, I mean, Yogi Berra and Joe DiMaggio never struck out more than 40 times in a season. Joe DiMaggio, I think, worst was 39, and Yogi Berra 36.
That ball hacked to Zimmerman. Fair ball. Ryan on target to Dunn for the out. One of Zimmerman's best stationary throws of the year.
Well, he made almost a similar play like this last night on his friend. So Mark Reynolds hits another one. He has to make a play in foul territory and makes a picture-perfect throw right there. Set the feet, make the throw, and the 6'6" first baseman. Beautiful stretch to help at the end.
Here's Stephen Drew with one out. Well, Bernardina had to make a great play to end the third. Zimmerman to start the fourth. Not a whole lot routine going on with the Nats in the field at the moment.
H.H. Gregg here on the Exmo of the throw. Set, plant the feet, grab the baseball. Now he tries to get over the top as much as he can because the momentum is pulling him towards the D-backs dugout, which is wonderfully done.
Marquis 43 pitches through 3 innings. Parra, who has homered, is next. Adam Kennedy behind that one. Let's have a look at what's happening around the big leagues, both leagues in key departments. And of course, Ubaldo Jimenez, Adam Wainwright making all the headlines in this league. The high-priced guys from the American League. And then the home run situation interesting. Jose Bautista, that Toronto ball club. Carlos Gonzalez leading the league in hitting from the Colorado Rockies.
And all those American League pitchers, no surprise, all those teams are around or in first place with those aces. Pavano having a great year for the Minnesota Twins.
Yeah. Now, Josh Hamilton is 11 home runs off the league lead, and he's 15 off the lead in RBIs, so he doesn't have much chance for a triple crown over there. But we're talking about Miguel Cabrera. He's still second in batting average, third in home runs, and first in RBIs. So Cabrera's a guy who could challenge for a triple crown, despite the Tigers being out of the race. I just wonder, Rob, will his team's misfortune mean he's seeing better pitches to hit for the last month of the season, because the Tigers are not in the race in the Central right now.
And they've got a lot of guys injured, including his buddy Maglio Ordonez, who's probably out for the rest of the season.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Parra.
That's a great point. I mean, without a lot of protection in that lineup, they're going to pitch around you. They're going to throw you nothing but junk. You might see 1 or 2 pitches per night, not per at bat, per night that you might get to stroke and hit a nice home run or something. So I don't know. Maybe he goes for average instead of the home runs and the RBI, but he's still up there in all the categories. I think it's amazing. and now 10 off the pace in the home runs behind Bautista.
Yep. 3-2, Marquis to Parra, who took him out of here first time up, dead center field.
Yeah, Adam Wainwright looking better and better. 17 wins with a 1.99 earned run average.
Wow.
So Jimenez has fallen out of the top 5 in that category in earned run average. Now Hudson, Johnson, Halliday, and Letos.
Swing and a miss, and Marquis finally gets a 1-2-3 inning. For Jason, his second K of the night. About 2 feet shorter than he was earlier in the season. Evidently a little more aerodynamic. Sprinting home. Down he goes, and down goes the rest of the field.
Well, he had just enough to finish the race, and then he collapsed.
Evidently. All right, so what's going on, you think, with Jason Marquis?
Well, once again, he's a little rusty, and he did have that surgery. He had it back in May 14th by Tim Kremchek, the team doctor of the Cincinnati Reds. They take a bunch of floating bodies out, bone chips, bone spurs, comes back 3 months later, and it's going to take him a little while to get the feel for his pitches. And already it looks like he's settling in. He's given up some early runs, but that last inning, hopefully that's a sign of things to come.
Dunn, Zimmerman, Willingham, bottom 4. Adam Dunn with a pitch in on his hands. Shortstop Drew doesn't see it, and that ball's on the ground. Adam Dunn's into second base. Stephen Drew never saw that ball. We are at twilight time here. It got up above the lights, and Parr was playing so far out toward left center, he hesitated and couldn't get there either. Tricky time of the night here at 8:05 Eastern.
Well, first of all, you got to play the home run leader in the National League deep. So Parra's way out there. Stephen Drew does the right thing. You see his hands up. I don't have it. I don't have it. He's telling his left fielder, but problem is, Parra's looking up at the sky. So he never knows that his shortstop doesn't have that. Ian Kennedy can just look on and in disgust.
Now he faces Zimmerman, who took him deep first time. Zimmerman now against Kennedy, 2 for 3 with 1 home run.
Notice something tonight about Kennedy, which maybe some of our young pitchers will pick up on. He is just throwing a get-me-over fastball first pitch to a lot of our hitters.
Took a little bit off. That had some serious sink on it. And Ryan is in the hole 0-2.
He may have even learned that knuckle curveball from Mike Mussina, who's with the Yankees while they were both Yankees. Nice job by Adam Dunn hustling, not just kind of Cadillacing it out of the box. He ran it out, and he's on second base, where exactly where he should have been had that ball dropped in, and it did.
Willingham singled his first time after the Zimmerman homer. And Ryan hits one hard to right. Not that deep, and Dunn will not be able to tag. Upton hits the cutoff man, 1 out.
Let's check out Ian Kennedy's arsenal right here. This is the knuckle curve. You see the knuckle pressing on that nice seam with the grip on the other seam. There's the 4-seam fastball, and there you go with the knuckle curve. And there you see him pull down on top of that knuckle curve.
How does that act differently than a conventional curveball?
Well, some guys like an Ian Kennedy never got comfortable with having 2 fingers on the seam and pulling down on it. And, you know, as I've used this reference before, say you have, and there's the change-up grip that he will go into his glove with so he doesn't have to dig inside of his glove. Say you have a barrel of root beer on your shoulder and you go to try to flip it off. Well, that's the same action, arm action, as a curveball. And so he doesn't like having 2 fingers, so he covers the ball with the knuckle, and he covers the seam with the middle finger, exactly the way Mike Mussina did. Same principle is that seam rests against the opposite side of the ring finger side of the middle finger. Now he's going to pull down on it. He's got the seam, gets the rotation going downward. It looks like a fastball until it gets right near home plate and dives out of the zone.
2-0.
I mean, I didn't get a good slider till I was 22 years old. Was never able to get the feel for and the grip down on the ball where I felt comfortable pulling down on it. They fly out. You don't have command of it. You can't throw 50% of the time, so you end up giving up on it.
Willingham rips one just outside the bag.
I'll get with Ian tomorrow. I'll ask him if Mussina showed him that. But Mike Mussina, Greg Olson, I played with some guys that did that. And the knuckle is basically getting out of the way. You don't want it on the ball. It doesn't feel natural, and you're just able to pull down with that middle finger. And there's the changeup grip. Actually, that changeup grip is the one that Eric Gagne used to use. Actually, I think Tyler Walker on our team uses it too, where you're burying it in your 2 middle fingers, your ring finger, your middle finger, instead of making a circle change. I guess from our day, Bob, you'd call it a palm ball.
Well, Bert Hooton was the first one we ever heard about in regard to the knuckle curve. That's way inside. Good at bat by Willingham. He's on for the 2nd time tonight with his 67th walk of the year.
There was the circle changeup right there, but a little bit differently held. Have Tom Candiotti is their radio broadcaster, who had a great curveball and a great knuckleball. So
and he threw the hard knuckleball.
Yes, he did. And he threw a great curveball, too. He was one of those 2-pitch knuckleball guys that are very rare. So when you have those type of people around, it can really help you out.
Here's Adam Kennedy. Struck out swinging on a low breaking ball first time. Ian Kennedy misses, ball 1. So the Nats have 2 runners on at the same time for the first time tonight.
It's a great shot of Montero telling Kennedy to keep that front shoulder side in a little bit longer.
Is there anybody in baseball with more of an uppercut than Adam Kennedy?
No.
He has such a different swing than anybody else. Edmonds is an uppercut guy, but he goes after high pitches. Kennedy seems to golf everything. take that. 1-2. Ian Kennedy has struck out 5. 2 of them called third strikes to left-handed batters, Bernardina and Harris. So there's a ball coming in from the outside here. Adam cannot give up on it. Goes with a fastball, and that's a base hit. Willingham had to hold up to make sure the ball went through. Good base running. Adam Dunn who scores, and it's a 4-2 ball game. I'm not sure Josh Willingham's feeling very good. It looked to me like his leg collapsed on him when he stopped to see if that ball was going to get through.
Now, he hasn't moved off that base. He's not moving real well at all. But here's a knuckle curve. Actually, it's a fastball up. And he had been striking a lot of our left-handers out. They're hitting 221 coming in tonight with that big curveball. So a mistake by Kennedy. Montero, nearly a mistake stepping in the way of that big guy. We saw Carlos Santana try that in Cleveland.
Still only 1 out, and here's Ivan Rodriguez, who has to avoid the double play here. Not exactly sure how you do that, but Pudge has hit into 20 of them this season. That's tied for the league with Pablo Sandoval of the Giants. Tried to pull that outside pitch, and it's 0-2. Countdown is on for Pudge to 2,800. He's 8 hits shy. Willingham walked with 1 out. Kennedy knocked in Dunn with a base hit. Adams, 22nd RBI. Did he go? No, says Angel Campos. Man, I see some body English down in that Arizona dugout. They're pretty upset about that call.
Well, the plate's right here. And they should be upset. See where his foot is, wow, right there. And he went a little bit by there.
That's a big break for the Nats. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bouncing ball. That is another double play. 21 of them off the bat of Rodriguez. The Nats settled for 1. It's a 4-2 game into the 5th. Gone deep, his 23rd. Kelly Johnson has 1. So does Gerardo Parra. An evening of long balls for both ball clubs.
Well, you saw where Pudge was set up way down and away. That was right over the center of the plate. Down and away, center of the plate, up. And Parra strokes that just very quietly. And then the other way for Kelly Johnson. Great approach. Going the other way with a sinker. But hopefully Marquis settled down. No runs in the fourth inning after those 4 early runs by the D-backs.
He faces the pitcher Ian Kennedy, top of the 5th.
Also, another friend of mine is broadcasting with Arizona the next couple of days. Mike Fetters had a great forkball. So you have Fetters, Candiotti. The hitters could use Mark Grace. Bounce some things off of him.
I'm glad our booth at least threw the ball hard.
That's great.
At least you dusted somebody back here and there.
Hey, I had a good slider.
I know you did, but got to throw 100 if you can. Candiotti dreams of throwing like you threw.
I feel like I prided myself, Bob, on strike 1 first.
Willie Harris thought about a play at first, but he couldn't get to the ball quickly. And Kennedy, the pitcher, has a base hit. And the Diamondbacks now, 6 hits in the game. That is the first, I'll make it the second single of those 6.
Is he more relieved he didn't get thrown out or that he got hit?
He must have seen the Roy Oswalt tape. Willie was playing too deep to throw him out. Here's Chris Young. Fly ball to center and a laser to left caught by Willingham. Very talented leadoff man who has 20 homers, nearly 70 RBIs, but he has struck out 100 times. That's well hit to right center. Heading for the scoreboard. Off the board. Bernardina can't reach it. Willie Harris, a great job of backing up his center fielder, keeping that to 2 bases. And the Diamondbacks continue to dial long distance tonight. And the bullpen getting heated up, to say the least.
Kinetic on the pitch right here, and he had done a nice job the first 2 times against Chris Young, but as we showed you earlier, 4 hits against Marquis lifetime, 3 for home runs. That ball was well struck. Bernardina, another valiant try. Look at this.
Wow.
Wow.
That was a fantastic effort by Roger. By the way, the Kinetic pitch track. Kinetic North America providing world-class technology to our national and homeland security customers. Craig Stammen warming up here, and the Diamondbacks are threatening to go up by 3 or 4 runs here again.
Sure, Steve McCaddy's just saying, listen, you know, you're still working on some things, but you still have to try to get these guys out and try to hit your spots, keep it down. Like you said, Bob, it's a all or nothing swinging team.
But if you get the ball up to these guys,
you could get,
they'll kill you.
Yeah.
Unless you can throw 97 or 98 up.
I don't want.
That's why tomorrow will be interesting with Strasburg. But Jason Marquis does not have the stuff to throw the ball by these guys up in the zone. And here's Kelly Johnson, who homered into the bullpen left field last time.
The toughest thing about coming back from surgery is where pitches used to just be there. You didn't have to try to have perfect mechanics and a feel for it and, you know, hoping it's there. It used to just be there, so now you got to try to get it back. So these touch pitches where he would just, it was second nature. Now he actually has to think about trying to manipulate it to make it do its thing. At the same time, the hitter's up there going, if it doesn't move that much, I'm going to kill it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Steven Strasburg paid a heavy price. You know, when you think you're right, but you're just missing by 2 inches here and 2 inches there, or 2 inches vertically instead of having it down low, especially for a sinker ball guy. That's the difference in, you know, getting fly balls and getting balls off the wall.
Marquis is at the same juncture of the ball game at which he came out on Sunday. 4 innings plus a couple of hitters. 2-1 to Johnson. And that was low with Upton on deck. Bases loaded, nobody out. Marquis' second walk. First was erased on a double play. And he will be done for the night. Evidently not convincing his manager that he's close to getting anybody out right now. He will give up 4 runs on 7 hits and be responsible for up to 7 runs. Celebrate the world we share. Part of our world here in D.C., Chinatown. All decorated, all lit up on a Saturday night. And down here in Southeast, it's the Diamondbacks threatening to bust this one open. You still have time to purchase your tickets for the Sunday Family Fun Pack Day tomorrow. Strasburg against the D-backs, a seed hot dog, chips and a soda starting at $14. Visit nationals.com/kids to purchase your family fun pack tickets. Craig Stammen against Upton, LaRoche, Montero. Nobody out here in the 5th inning as Jason Marquis gets 12 outs for the 2nd consecutive time. Upton, double play ball, ground ball to Dunn. Bouncer over the mound. Chance for 2. Kennedy turns it. Diamondbacks score a run. And at this point of the game, you'll take that. It's now a 5-2 game.
Well, they're pretty comfortable right now, so for anybody to come in this ball game, this is a pretty good play. Off the plate, over to Kennedy. So a nice double play on one pitch. And really, any other runner but the pitcher, Ian Kennedy, would have scored on that original double from Chris Young anyway.
Yep. Runner at third is Young, and LaRoche, the hitter, with 2 outs. Adam LaRoche 2 for 2 against Marquis. A double to left center, base hit right center. And Stammen spins one, a swing and a foul tip. And the count's even, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, this would be huge right here if Craig could get out of this jam. Come in with the bases loaded, get a great double play. Only to give up 1 run would really leave us a chance to come back in this game. Those are some pretty gaudy numbers, 4 for 8 with 2 home runs.
That ball's foul tipped as well, strike 2. Phillies have added a run in the 5th inning at New York. Behind Roy Halladay, Philly 2, Mets nothing. And the Marlins are still scoreless at Cincinnati. They're in the 4th. Dodgers have a run at Atlanta and lead 1-0 5th inning. Here in Washington, it's all Arizona, 5-2, top of the 5th. But a chance for Craig Stammen to minimize some damage here. Target way in by Pudge.
Tries a slider down and in. Good miss. Talked to Miguel Batista today and brought up Craig Stammen. Talked to him about, okay, now that you're in the bullpen, you can't approach the game like a starter. You have to go out there and be aggressive, and you have to attack right off the bat. He said it might be good for Craig.
Well, it's a place where starters can work a few things out in spurts. This is one of those times. 2-2 pitch.
Nice stop. Saved the run. Here's Mr. Batista. Watch this quick block right here. Backhand, but he's got to try to keep it in front of him with a runner on third.
Well, he's up because Stammen's due to bat second in the 5th inning. And LaRoche will chop it foul.
This is where you have to charge hard as a reliever. If he knows the circumstances where he knows he's probably going to get pulled after this appearance,
right,
everything you have has to come into these next couple of pitches.
Three-2 to LaRoche. Swing and a miss. Pudge the tag, and the 5th inning is over. Craig Stammen, a really good job keeping the damage to 1 run halfway through the game. Due to bat second. And we'll see what the Nats do with that opportunity. Our next game tomorrow. It will be Barry Enright for the Diamondbacks. He's pitched 48 innings this year, 3-2 record, about to make his ninth start. And, of course, Strasburg. Steven will make his 11th start. He's 5-3 with a 3.07. He sees Arizona for the first time. DC 50 will join us tomorrow. 1:30 first pitch. Nats Extra, 1 p.m. Enright beat the Nats in the series finale in Arizona last week. And Strasburg making his comeback as well. Enright in that game, 6 innings, gave up 2 runs in his only career appearance against the Nationals, rookie right-hander. Bottom of the 5th, Willie Harris. Craig Stammen is in the on-deck circle. Now that the Nats kept it a 3-run deficit, he may want to, and that he is Jim Riggleman, may want to go with Stammen for another time around.
That was a great moment in between innings. We saw a couple wounded Warriors, one that lost his leg over in Iraq. He gets to go home tomorrow to New York to be with his family. So that's one of the best times of being around Washington, Bob.
And we had a female wounded Warrior as well. She had some neck surgery. And Willie Harris will ground it right to the second baseman, Kelly Johnson. Stammen is being called back. That was a decoy.
There's snow enough in their bullpen.
And Maxwell. Yeah, but those guys can get ready in a hurry if they have to. So here's Max to hit for Stammen. How about some trivia here in the 5th inning? Why are we looking at Chris Young? The only 20-homer, 20 stolen base player this season. Who's the only 2020 catcher of all time?
I don't know. I'm thinking Pudge Rodriguez.
Well, let's see how many times Pudge hit 20 home runs. He did it 5 times.
And he was an MVP. So I'm going to say Pudge.
Yeah, I'll go with Pudge.
I'm not thinking Johnny Bench stole 20 bags back in the day. So. What about Pudge? I mean, the other Pudge. Carlton Fisk.
Nah. Maxwell Skies went out behind second base.
I'm not thinking Piazza's got good wheels.
No. I'm pretty sure Yogi didn't do it. They didn't want him running in that lineup. Yeah, Pudge. I do remember, and I don't know if he ever hit enough home runs. In his heyday, Tim McCarver was considered one of the best running catchers in baseball, and he had some power. Hard not to go with Pudge here. I'm just trying to think of other catchers who could run. Jason Kendall comes to mind, but he was never a 20 home run guy. Roger Bernardini is having a contact problem tonight. He's already struck out twice against Kennedy.
Not having trouble running up the wall in the outfield, though.
That looked like a Las Vegas act when he was hanging up on that wall out there. What's that circus? The circus?
Cirque du Soleil. Let's
Look at
see
this.
This is unreal. He's got to be 40 inches off the ground right there at his highest point.
I mean, it's 15 feet to the top of that wall.
And Bob, our viewers will get a treat. I'm going to try and replicate that tomorrow and see how high I can get up on the wall.
Who's supplying the trampoline?
Oh, come on. I got great skills.
And this is the Drew home run.
Look at that. Spider-Man.
He is. He's just a kid. Is that what they said about him? But he has struck out 3 times. Kennedy is eating up left-handed batters with that backdoor breaking ball. tonight. 5-2 though, Diamondbacks. They look like the Demonbacks the way they're hitting the ball. 6th inning coming up. Cubs are coming on August 24th. First 10,000 fans on T-Shirt Tuesday. A Steven Strasburg shirt presented by Tickets.com. Nationals.com/tickets or 888-632-NATS. Here's Miguel Batista, the consummate long man for the Nats. And he may be called upon to pitch at least 2 innings here before the lineup gets down to his spot again. He'll face Montero, Reynolds, and Drew, 5, 6, and 7 for Arizona.
Now, did you know that Miguel Batista has written a fictional book and a poetry book?
I knew about the poetry.
Yeah. I think the fictional book is called The Avenger of Blood.
Wow. I thought maybe the fiction book was called The Well-Rested Bullpen. Now that would be a bestseller for any ball club.
Wow.
It's been tough, Rob.
It has been.
This has been a tough week for starters, except for John Lennon. Levon, pretty solid Thursday night, but some early problems of his own. Miguel Montero has killed the ball twice. Home run, left center. Right center line drive, double or triple taken away by Bernardina, and he scorches another one. Look at this. Miguel Montero, 6 homers all year and 2 tonight.
We'll talk about getting on a tear in one night.
Well, I mentioned he'd been hitting .333 his last 2 weeks, but not this kind of power.
Well, this is just opposite field power. Looks like a 4-seam fastball up, and he just tattoos it the other way.
Nationals have given up 4 home runs tonight. Now they've given up over 100 on the season. 6th multi-homer game of Montero's career, and he's only hit under 40 career home runs, so when he gets them, they come in bunches. Reynolds is the hitter. He's 0 for 2. Nats started the night giving up 98 home runs, so double figures a distant memory.
And you wouldn't think the ball would carry. It's a cooler night. It's not hot and humid where the ball's jumping out of here, but the ball's jumping out of here. A little bit of a breeze going right field to left field.
Dare we say this game isn't over yet?
It's not.
A lot of time to go, and with the ball carrying, the Nats have a lineup that can do that, and they have 2, 3, 4 coming up in the 6th.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the thing about Craig Stammen's great job in that last half. Getting out of that bases loaded jam with only 1 run still gives us an opportunity to get in this game.
That's the 8th given up this year by Batista. All right, he's been nibbling on Reynolds. Time to throw him something near the zone. Baseball's most struck out hitter. Contact. Batista knocks it down. Time to make the play. Well done. All right, folks, you might flinch when you see this. Here's the box score. 4 home runs, 2 of them by Miguel Montero, the catcher, who had hit 6 all year. Another one comes from the number 8 hitter, his 3rd of the year. Kelly Johnson is legit with his power. He's hit 18. Miguel Montero putting on quite a show tonight.
One happy catcher.
Well, let's see. Last year he hit 16. So about half of his career total through the 09 season came last year. 5 the year before that. 10 in 07. Didn't hit any in 06. Diamondbacks signed him at the age of 17 from Caracas, Venezuela. And of course, this is the ball club that hit 4 in a row at Milwaukee earlier this week. Stephen Drew has bounced out to Adam Kennedy twice. Look out, Gerardo Parra. He's 5 for his last 8. That ball down the line and right, and Drew has an extra base hit. Nine Arizona hits, 7 of them extra bases.
Well, and you know that Steven Strasburg is charting this game, and the one common denominator with the Milwaukee series and now them here, nobody's really pitching inside.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're going to let them stand there and swing and miss or hit it and try to hit it over the fence like a softball team, they'll gladly oblige you, but you have to come inside.
Yeah.
And you have to knock them off the plate and make them dance in the box a little bit.
Like Arizona's series, as you say, at Milwaukee, and like Florida's series here earlier this week.
Oh, yeah, that's...
The Nats have been pounded on this homestand, except for last night. Another hard hit ball. Coming around and being held by Joel Youngblood is Stephen Drew. First and third, 1 out with the pitcher coming up. So Batista's given up hits and hard ones to 3 of the 4 hitters he's faced.
Well, it's a sinker, but it's still up in the zone. Good approach by Parra right there, going to left field, but with Willingham's arm, Joel Youngblood stops Drew at third base.
Josh Willingham, by the way, 7 outfield assists this year, in the top 6 for National League outfielders. Kennedy with a base hit last time, got all the nonsense started in the 5th when they loaded the bases with nobody out. And no sign of any kind of bunt. Runner did come down. Drew from third base. But a big full swing by Kennedy, who's driven in 1 run this year.
He got a base hit in his last at bat and scored a run. So he's helped his teammates tonight and himself.
Long look down there at Joel Youngblood, the third base coach. It's an ideal situation to put a play on with only 1 out. They're already up by 4. In anticipation of that, Batista, the step-off move, usually designed to catch a runner at first, not third.
My former teammate with the Cincinnati Reds in my early days. Helped me a lot as a younger player, Joel Youngblood, going through the signs.
Well hit, base hit. The pitcher has 2 hits. 7-2 Arizona. Second RBI of Kennedy's career. He didn't have any major league at bats coming into the season, and now he is 7 for 41 on the year. Only 20 homer, 20 stolen base player this season. Who's the only catcher of all time? 2020. Yeah, we thought it was Pudge.
Still has good speed. For 38 years old, has kept himself in amazing shape.
With Texas from 91 to 02, he hit 308 straight years. 95-02. 20 homers 5 times, 100 RBIs once. 5 trips to the DL stalled his march to Cooperstown. Joined the Marlins in 03, Tigers in 04. That's another base hit. Chris Young this time, scampering around third, Parra. It's 8-2. Left-hander Doug Slayton throwing in the bullpen on the H.H. Gregg Exmo.
Well, Chris Young just trying to make some contact, make some things happen here with an out, and he does. You see Parra come in to score. Get Doug Slayton going down there and going quickly.
That's a leadoff man with 69 RBIs. So just when Stammen had stemmed the tide 1 inning ago with a double play ball and the strikeout, Miguel Batista comes on and can't get hardly anybody out. The only out he's registered, the hard shot by Reynolds that he kept out of center field. Batista pitched 4 1/3 on Wednesday night after Scott Olson was knocked out after 5 outs. Down the line in left, trouble if fair. And just into the corner, outside the line. Ballpark is a launching pad tonight. Arizona, 8 runs on 12 hits. Broken bat, done to his right. Lucas to second, and he throws to Batista. For the second out, the runners move up to second and third. That'll bring up Justin Upton. This is the 6th inning. And the Diamondbacks' 3-hole hitter is batting for the 4th time. Not too happy about the previous 3. He's hit into 2 double plays. Dan Uggla has just homered, his 27th of the year at Cincinnati. Reds 3, Marlins 2, 5th inning. Outside corner for a strike, 1-1. Dodgers at Atlanta still lead 1-0 in the 6th. And the Phillies have added 2 more at New York. 6th inning behind Roy Halladay, who's pitching a 2-hitter. They lead the Mets 4-0. There's another busted bat. Desmond charging. Good play with the glove. Diamondbacks score 3 more runs. Desmond, Dunn, Zimmerman coming up. 8-2 game. Backs 8-2. Big night for Miguel Montero with 2 home runs. He's driven in 3. Ryan Zimmerman, a solo for the Nats. Leading off the second, Ian Kennedy is dominating the Washington left-handers tonight. How's he doing that?
Well, he's working ahead, and then he's throwing this big breaking ball, and there you see the knuckle curve ball. Pulls down on it, 12 o'clock, 6 o'clock. That's a 4-seam fastball up in the zone after a few in the dirt. Another one where he can throw strikes with it. He can throw it for an out pitch in the dirt. There you see the big bender.
Wow. Bernardina 3 times. Desmond leads off. He's bounced out to the left side twice. Shows bunt, gets it on the ground, and it'll go foul.
Well, and pitch recognition is key, Bob, to that pitch. Knowing that it's probably got a downward movement into the ground, you got to let it go. You got to say, I'm going to subtract that from what I'm looking for off of Ian Kennedy. It may help you, it may not, but for Roger Bernardina, he hasn't really made a lot of contact tonight.
Nothing from the top, nothing from the bottom. 1 run driven in by Zimmerman, the other one by Kennedy with a 4th inning base hit after Adam Dunn's double. Well struck by Desmond. Off-speed pitch, got the sweet spot on it. He's aboard with good hitters coming up. Ian Desmond, 4 hits in this series now in 7 at-bats.
Well, this looks like a big breaking ball, and it bends right over the plate. And a great job of Ian Desmond on this homestand of recognizing breaking balls. Whether they're outside, he goes to right field. If they're inside, pulling them. Had that 2 home run night.
Kennedy getting all the borderline pitches against Adam Dunn so far. Adam not happy with that. On a pitch away, he flared one down the left field line, lost in the twilight. He did not like this call by Larry Vanover.
Well, it's not a strike. UPS store there showing it. It's way out of the strike zone and down and away from the big man. He comes back the other way.
Desmond's caught, but he's going to steal second. Montero threw in behind Desmond. Had he thrown ahead, they probably would have had him. Desmond acted like he was going back, then he just took off, and he gets his 13th steal.
Well, you see him shuffle off with the pitch. Looks like he's going to go, and then as soon as Montero commits to first, Desmond has second easily. So if you're going to hesitate, you might as well take off and just go, like if a lefty picks you off.
Well, at least it takes 2 throws to get you. Dunn pulls it. Right side to LaRoche. And Desmond's at third with 1 out. 2 at-bats ago, Ryan Zimmerman hit his 23rd home run of the year.
Well, he didn't hit it that far, but boy, did he sky this way up in the stratosphere. And it will come back down as a home run in the D-back bullpen. So well struck. And just the power to get it over the fence.
At the time, made it a 3-1 game. Ryan with 114 home runs now.
Oh.
That's going to be unproductive. And a pop-up to LaRoche. That'll leave it up to Willingham with 2 outs.
I think Ryan Zimmerman was looking for a particular pitch. He got it and he missed it. He missed it, and that's why he was so upset.
Josh Willingham with a base hit and a walk. He's been stuck on 54 RBIs for a while. Fastball inside, 1-1. Top of the hour at Nationals Park. Saturday night, off to a rough start. D-backs got 3 in the second, a run in the third, a run in the fifth, 3 more in the sixth, and lead the Nationals 8-2. Willingham trying to chip away here. And a high drive. Hooking.
That's fair.
And near the pole. Out of play. And Josh took a breaking ball right on his hands and pops up. Nats had a runner at third with 1 out. They're not happy about this in Georgetown either. Here in Southeast, 8-2 D-backs into the 7th. Nats are down 8-2. All right, Rob Dibble's on the mound, and I'm the scared-to-death hitter. So what are you talking about when you're talking about pitching a guy inside?
Well, your whole point of being a hitter is to try to get extended with your arms. And my whole point as a pitcher is try to make sure you can't get extended. So when I'm talking about pitching inside, I'm saying put the ball underneath the hands right here. That way you have to bring your arms back, and you can't get extended, and you jam yourself. So that's basically what we're talking about. It's a question of 6 inches, that much. But if that 6 inches is not close to you and it's away from you, that's why they're hitting balls that far in the ballpark. I mean, it's just a question, 6 inches more inside, 6 inches more outside, and that's what pitching's all about. And if you don't get to that point, it's going to be nights like tonight.
Oh, my first major league at bat. I've been waiting my whole life for that.
But if I get ahead 0-2, I might have to, brush you off the plate a little bit. Yeah. It looked like you were crowding the plate too much.
Yeah, I was looking a little too frisky, wasn't I? Here's LaRoche, top of the 7th, and Doug Slayton takes over for the Nats.
Well, that was Bob Gibson's theory. The inside and outside 2 inches of the plate are mine, and the middle of the plate is the hitters.
Yeah. And he was a 2-pitch pitcher who threw 6 different pitches. Fastballs to every quadrant, and then he'd throw the slider in or away. He said, I don't need 3 pitches, I've got 6.
And if you've seen, especially at the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, they show a chart of what Ted Williams hit in certain areas of the strike zone. And if you allow Ted Williams in certain areas of the strike zone, there's a strikeout by LaRoche, by Doug Slayton. There's some places he hit 500 and 600. He said he could see the rotation of the baseball. Kinetic here on the pitch track, perfect 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball from the middle of the plate, way down by the right-handed batter's box. So another strikeout by the Diamondbacks, and as Phil Wood would say, swinging and striking out like they like it.
Well, they've only fanned 4 times tonight. That's a low number for them. And the hitter is Montero.
There is a running tally, though, on the season.
They are at, on the strikeout side, 1,080. Let's see how many times they struck out last year. Last year, Arizona struck out 1,298 times. They're on pace for 1,400 to 1,500 this year.
If you're going to be good at something, you should be really good at something. But he's not thinking that.
Yeah.
I think the last thing in the world Kirk Gibson ever thought was, I'm going to let you strike me out. I would say the closest I ever came to an actual baseball street fight was against Gibson, where I threw about 17 fastballs and he just kept fouling them off. He was never going to give in. And that was just as much trying to put the ball in play as beat you with a home run. Mm-hmm. And the game has just changed in 20 years. Striking out is an okay thing.
Yeah. Right off the end of the bat to Zimmerman, a ball spinning wickedly. Ryan throws out Montero. Bases empty, 2 outs. League leaders from Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races. Most homers as third baseman the last 2 years. So what's happened to all these big boppers in the American League? Mark Reynolds and Ryan Zimmerman have taken over.
Alex Rodriguez hit one today.
Get ready for one blockbuster hit after another. Hollywood Casino, Charlestown Races, West Virginia. They bring us our league leaders. 2 outs, bases empty, and here is Mark Reynolds, 26 on the year. And he does this without hitting for any average whatsoever. That's a fair ball, and Zimmerman takes care of him. 7th inning stretch time for 22,400 at Nationals Park. Don't hit it there. It's an automatic out. The 7th inning stretch. Visit AFCIA.org, the Association for IT Pros. And here's Debbie with our AFCIA sideline report.
Well, I talked to Niger Morgan today, and he will be heading on a rehab assignment. His hip is feeling better. He'll go to Potomac, Hagerstown, and then Harrisburg. Now, if all goes well, he could rejoin the team as early as next week in Atlanta. Bob?
Well, Jim Riggleman and Mike Rizzo still consider him the center fielder on this ball club. Nationals' running game is third in the league with 86 stolen bases. The Padres have 96. The Mets have 101. But you can't run when you're behind every night.
All right, I got some numbers for you, Bob. The all-time record for strikeouts in a season, the 2001 Brewers.
And you know who was on that team? I think that was Jose Hernandez, and they held him out the last weekend of the season so he wouldn't strike out 200 times. That was Davey Lopes managing that team.
1,399 strikeouts.
Wow.
And then the second on that list is the 08 Marlins, 1,371. The 04 Reds with Adam Dunn on it was 1,335.
Kennedy scorches one to center. A knuckleball caught by Young.
Now, 23 of the top 25 strikeout teams of all time have occurred in the 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
Only 2 were in the 90s. That's unbelievable.
The Diamondbacks averaged 9.2 strikeouts per game. So if I times that by 162, they are projected to strike out 1,489 times this year. That would be 90 times more than the 01 Brewers.
Now, did you bring an apple every day for the math teacher?
No. I got into broadcasting because of math. Joel Peralta. Nationals will have to use at least 4 or 5 pitchers to get through this one tonight. And that's a breaking ball that will cause Pudge to walk away. The Nats are the strikeout guys tonight. As mentioned, Arizona's only fanned 4 times. That would be 7 for Ian Kennedy.
UPS store here on the bad news breaking ball right there.
Wow.
Freezes Pudge. Well, you're thinking fastball the whole way with the arm action, and then all of a sudden he's on top of the ball with that finger, pulls it down. Before you know it, it's tumbling in front of you, 12-6, and that one was for a strike either way.
Willie Harris drills one to left center. That ball is caught by Parra. Willie Harris has 1 hit in August and can't buy one right now. One of the best hit balls he's had all year long. Kennedy, 83 pitches in 7 innings. Outstanding defense. tonight. Washington's had one hit since the fourth inning. This could have been another, but Gerardo Parra makes one of the best plays of the year.
Well, he had a beat on it. All he had to do was extend and make a great catch. And I think when you catch it like that and you make it, there's the reaction. His pitcher's like, he's got, oh, great catch. Willie Harris hits it, nailed it on the screws, and he gets nothing.
Oh,
and
man.
He's upset. He can't believe it. He thought he got a nice double in there.
Yep. Here's Stephen Drew leading off against Slayton in the eighth.
The only thing going for Willie is he's robbed a few people in his day.
Mostly Mets.
Come on, Willie. The hits are going to come. That's all right.
Wes Helms is homered for the Marlins. Top of the sixth at Cincinnati. Reds still lead 4-3. Looks like Roy Halladay's going to mow down the Mets tonight. 4-0 Phillies at New York. 2 outs, bottom of the eighth. And the Dodgers, with a run in the fourth, still lead at Atlanta. 1-0 in a really good pitching matchup tonight between Ted Lilly and Derek Lowe. Good fastball by Slayton. Had him going the other way. Fly ball for Willingham. We're having another Miller Lite party night at Nationals Park. When St. Louis is in 2 weeks from now, there will be another Thursday, Friday, and Saturday combo out there. A Scoreboard Pavilion seat drink voucher, $20. $22 for Prime Games. Make sure to come early. Pre-game happy hour at the Miller Lite Scoreboard Walk Bar, featuring $5 beers. Diamondbacks have their bullpen working, but Ian Kennedy through 7 innings still has a pitch count under 90. Right-hander Blaine Boyer. Gerardo Parra 2 for 3 tonight. A homer, single, 2 runs, and a fantastic play in left center. Slayton's got a good hook going tonight.
Even though he's got 7 strikeouts, very efficient tonight. 89 pitches, 63 for strikes.
Slayton's 35th appearance. Trying to bring that 2.89 ERA further down. Yeah, Bobby Crosby on deck, so they will be hitting evidently for Ian Kennedy. Well, why not? Their bullpen hasn't given up a run this month. 2-2. Going to punch him out. Parra's not going to be happy about that. Doug Slayton's second strikeout. There has been some controversy with the strike zone tonight. Here's Bobby Crosby.
Well, Adam Dunn had a bad call against him. Kinetic right here. So that's a lot closer than Adam's call. It's a very nice fastball on the corner. And you hear, wow, from Parra. He's got 12 hits and 8 runs. Kind of tough to have a beef with the umpire in that kind of game.
Bobby Crosby bounces one out to Adam Kennedy. A couple of former Oakland Athletics. And this game into the bottom of the eighth. Nats down 8-2. Masson. Brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Your local Ford dealer invites you to experience Ford like never before. Ford, drive one. And by H.H. Gregg, we make buying TVs and appliances simple. H.H. Gregg, price and advice guaranteed. Alberto Gonzalez will pinch hit for the Nats leading off the bottom of the 8th. It's all Diamondbacks leading 8-2. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. Blaine Boyer takes over for the D-backs. 30 games for Arizona last year. He spent some time with the Braves after being with them since 05. A 15-game stop in St. Louis before the Diamondbacks picked him up. Alberto Gonzalez has a pinch hitter this year, 6 for 29 with an RBI. That's a fastball that'll move your hands into your body. That's exactly what Rob was talking about when we were on camera a little while ago.
Well, I mean, it sets up all your breaking stuff. It keeps you honest. What I mean by honest is from reaching out over the edge of the plate and getting those 2 inches. Now you don't want to get behind by working in there so far that you now put the count in favor of Alberto Gonzalez.
Three identical fastballs, and Gonzalez walks leading off the 8th. What's up with Arizona's bullpen suddenly away from their ballpark?
Well, 15 innings on the road so far in August. They have not allowed a run. So there you see this season on the road for their bullpen, 8.8390.
Roger Bernardina glad that Ian Kennedy's gone. Struck him out 3 times. Fastball in there. .1:30 tomorrow. Steven Strasburg goes for Jim Riggleman against the Diamondbacks. Starting to look like a rubber game of this 3-game series, unless the Nats stage a big comeback here. Barry Enright, rookie who's 3-2, will make his 9th start for Kirk Gibson.
Enright's last start against us, 6 innings, 6 hits, a couple of runs, a couple of home runs, but still got the win.
Yeah, they're in the Diamondbacks, a split in that series last Thursday. Nats went on to Dodger Stadium, lost 2 of 3, swept here by the Marlins. Won last night, not looking good tonight. Bernardina flying to first, and Boyer makes a very good play to throw him out.
Boyer's going to go towards third baseline. He's got to help cover the side of that field. If the third baseman can't get in there, does a nice job of throwing out a very speedy Bernardina.
Here's Ian Desmond, 1 for 3 with a stolen base. Didn't want anything to do with that breaking ball. A good one by Boyer. Desmond out to second for Kelly Johnson.
Great hustle down that line by Desmond.
Yes, sir. That will not go unnoticed. And it'll be done with 2 outs. Adams 1 for 3 tonight.
Here's the hustle down the line. He's like a sprinter out of the gate right there. He knows, okay, it's going to be tough to get a hit out of this, but I'll give it everything I got. Wonderful to see. So many guys in baseball nowadays will just take a 3/4 jog down there. But you never know, the guy might make a bad throw.
That time a pretty good fastball called a ball with Adam Dunn hitting. I know fans sit at a ball game. I've heard this numerous times at basketball games. Oh, yeah, that's a makeup call. Don't know if that consciously happens. I doubt it on the part of officials, but sometimes it seems to work out that way.
It's more of the rhythm of the game. I mean, the umpire's getting in a rhythm. He's getting in a rhythm with you. If you're throwing a lot of strikes, things that are very close, he's going to say, that's a strike. Now, he may go back over the tape after the game and go, oh, yeah, I might have missed that one. But
well,
you know
this
what?
Is a different pitcher, too, who's just in.
And he walked the leadoff guy. First guy got up there, he walked him.
Show me you can throw strikes. Diamondbacks much better than the Nationals with runners in scoring position tonight. Kind of surprising, Washington's had 8 of them in terms of at-bats. Adam Dunn walks. Two on, 2 out for Ryan Zimmerman.
Well, one swing gets you back in the game. And the fourth drive of the game is the one swing from Ryan Zimmerman back in the second inning. He just kills this Ian Kennedy offering straight up, and it comes down on the other side of the fence. That's a home run. And the fourth drive of the game.
So Ryan, a fly ball to right, pop up to first base since. Popped up 2 innings ago with the runner at third, 1 out. That's a good idea, the breaking ball by Zimmerman. 2-1.
First and third, bookends.
Both walked.
Waiting to come back to the dugout.
Or hopefully waiting for him.
Oh, no, they want him to swing it so that they can all run around together.
That's what I'm saying, waiting for him at home plate, maybe.
Yeah, high
Nats
fives.
need a big hit. They need a single extra base hit just to get things going here. It's very late And sometimes your last gasp is the 8th inning because of where the lineup is.
Well, you're running out of outs versus time, but you're now down to your last 4 outs. And possibly the last time through the middle of the lineup.
Ryan sitting on 67 RBIs. Came into the ball game hitting .318 here at home this year. He waits for that one. Not quite long enough.
H.H. Gregg, he's a little bit out in front. And you're going to see where the bat head is way on this kind of an angle. And that's going to probably go foul. So another millisecond behind, and that ball might have been out of here.
This one, right field line, and slicing over that way.
Quite an at-bat, though, for Ryan. Boyer goes away, he hits it away, throws it in, he pulls it down the left field line.
Boyer, originally one of those Georgia kids drafted by the Braves and brought to the big leagues by them. Mel Stottlemyre Jr., their pitching coach. Zimmerman right in on his hands, broke his bat. Nats are gone in the 8th. They've left 5 runners tonight. On to the 9th inning. 8-2 D-backs. Four home runs tonight, 2 of them by the catcher Miguel Montero. His battery mate Ian Kennedy, 7 solid innings. 2 runs on 5 hits. And Ryan Zimmerman, the big blow of the night for the Nats, but yeah, you guessed it, another solo home run.
But our defense was fantastic tonight. Great play early in the ballgame in the first inning. Ian Desmond catches a rocket to his right, spins around, great play. Roger Bernardina on his horse. He robs Montero of an extra base hit. The Exmo catches all the action. And then Ryan Zimmerman is his usual fabulous self at third base, robbing Reynolds of a few infield singles tonight. Exmo shows that wonderful talent.
Joel Peralta takes over here in the 9th inning.
And you know, Bob, they don't give you gold gloves for just being a good fielder.
Right.
It's for being a great fielder.
20th appearance for Joel. 28 innings, 24 strikeouts. And Ryan will make his share of errors, just like any other fielder at this level. But the spectacular plays he makes, and the ones that are difficult that he makes look easy, separate him from the field. Chris Young was 0 for 6 in the series until his last 2 at-bats. A double off the right center field wall and an RBI hit back in the 6th. Right on the corner, 2-2. Kelly Johnson's been on base 3 times tonight, 2 walks around a home run. That was a breaking ball hanging up. And Young has his 3rd consecutive hit. Stop by the official online shop of the Nationals. Browse the largest selection of official gear, the latest apparel, memorabilia, and classics for the whole family. Get your gear from the official source, thenationals.com shop. By the way, there are new Nike National shirts out at the team store here at the ballpark. They come in red, white, and blue. They are very sharp. Check them out. Late game souvenir eases the pain somewhat of an 8-2 deficit. But we never get any up here. Adam Dunn would have to be facing us with the bat for us to get. That ball pulled, hits the chalk line, called fair. And the Diamondbacks continue their extra base hit barrage. 2nd and 3rd, nobody out here in the 9th. $14 hits.
Here's the ball going over the bag. It did hit the chalk.
I count 8 extra base hits of those 14. Here's Upton, 0 for 4. And he'll loft one out to center for Bernardina. It'll be a sac fly with Young scoring. Johnson scampers to 3rd. Arizona leads 9-2. The only pitchers tonight unscored upon, Stammen and Slayton. 5 runs against Jason Marquis in 4+. 3 against Batista in a 1-inning appearance in the 6th. And now Peralta here in the 9th. Adam LaRoche, 2 strikeouts, but 2 hits tonight. Top 8 in the league with 74 RBIs. And Peralta throws it right by him. Pulling the string on him with a mid-80s changeup for the second out. What's up with Miguel Montero?
All of a sudden, he saw a couple of fat pitches he liked. That one from Marquis. And he launches it over the left center field wall. And a little bit later. So Montero feeling pretty good. You see him get full extension, and that's something you need to put in the memory banks. Got to get inside on this guy. So really 2 sinker ballers between Bautista and Marquis.
Well, the 2 sinker ballers gave up 4 home runs and 8 runs on 12 hits. Sam Demmel for the D-backs. Nats have Willingham, Kennedy, and Rodriguez due up in the 9th. On the short end, way short of a 9-2 score. Kennedy goes to one knee to corral that one. D-backs get a run. They scored 9 runs on 14 hits tonight, and the Nats down by 7.
To 2 lead as we go to the bottom half of the 9th inning here at Nationals Park. Johnny Holiday and Ray Knight be along with you in a couple of minutes. The Nets extra post game. Home runs flying out of the ballpark, and boy, they had their bats. The balls and the bats were colliding with regularity tonight for the D-backs.
Anything you say tonight, Johnny, is correct. We had our backs to the wall. The bats were blasting the ball. Jason Marquis up, out over the plate, and man, I've never seen so many balls hit so hard. It's not funny, but darn, it was one of those nights. And we just had no shot because their offense was just clicking, hitting everything hard.
Yep, the Diamondbacks about to even up this series at 1-1. Oh, not over yet, though. We go to the bottom of the 9th and see if the Nats can somehow, some way come back and pull this one out. Back upstairs to Bob and to Ron.
Thank you, gentlemen. Long uphill climb. Sam Demmel, only the 3rd Arizona pitcher of the night, takes over here in the 9th. Diamondbacks not known for good pitching. Highest ERA in baseball at 5.41 coming in. Tomorrow's a family fun pack day here at the ballpark. Steven Strasburg going for the Nats against Barry Enright of the Diamondbacks. First pitch, 1:35. Rob and I from the booth at 1:30. Johnny and Ray from left field at 1 o'clock. Hope you can come and join us at the ballpark. If not, we're here for you on Masson HD.
A lot of those roster changes because of the poor pitching. Joe Saunders brought in here. Daniel Hudson brought in from the White Sox in the Edwin Jackson exchange. Danny Herron sent to the Angels.
Here's Willingham. Josh 1 for 2 with a walk.
Ian Kennedy came here last year from the Yankees, or in the offseason from the Yankees. It was part of the Tigers deal that sent Phil Koch, Daniel Schlereth, Max Scherzer, Austin Jackson. Sent them all to the Tigers.
Dodgers and the Braves exchanged runs in the 7th. 8th inning now. L.A. at Atlanta 2-1. Final look at the East here. Cincinnati batting bottom 7. Leading the Marlins 4-3. And Roy Halladay shut out the Mets tonight. New York got 6 hits and lost 4-0. Halladay's 15-8. Do you think, because of his complete games, he may get some Cy Young votes?
Oh, absolutely.
A month and a half from now.
Absolutely. Depending on what he finishes with. I mean, there's still 6-7 starts for each Wainwright and Jimenez and Halladay.
Willingham drops one into right field. And Josh, who doesn't get hits over there too often, has a 2-for-3 night on base for the 3rd time. In there to Adam Kennedy, 1-for-3 with an RBI hit.
So Edwin Jackson, who had just been sent to the D-backs from the Detroit Tigers. So it was Edwin Jackson to the D-backs, Curtis Granderson to the Yankees, Ian Kennedy to the Diamondbacks.
On a bouncer by Kennedy. Willingham was running on the pitch. He goes to second with 1 out.
So Edwin Jackson back in the day got traded from the Dodgers to the Rays, from the Rays to the Tigers, from the Tigers to the D-backs, now back to the American League Central with the White Sox.
Here's Pudge Rodriguez, 0-for-3. 2 grounders, 1 a double play, and a strikeout. Nats have 6 base hits, but only 1 since Kennedy drove in a run back in the 4th. Actually 2 now, including the Willingham bloop this inning. And Pudge tried to stop, couldn't. Home plate umpire rings him up.
Demmel with a mid-90s fastball on that last pitch.
Diamondbacks trying to win their 47th game of the year. The Nats have won 50. They're trying to win their 19th road game of the year. The Nats have won 20. Washington still a chance to win a series tomorrow. And Sam Demmel in no apparent hurry to get this game over with. Pudge Rodriguez goes deep to center. Chris Young back under it. Backpedals to the track and grabs it. Willingham to third, 2 outs.
Still got some pop in that bat. Big breaking ball, punches all over it. Here's the Exmo on the swing and the cut. Right out front in the plate. Oh, Willie. Chris Young going back. I got that. Deepest part of the ballpark.
Willie Harris 0 for 3, robbed of an extra base hit by Gerardo Parra in left field last time. Willie bounces to the first baseman. That didn't take long. And this one is over. Nats drop it 9-2. Out hit 14-6. Deciding game of the series tomorrow. More from Nats Park straight ahead.